The bright morning courtyard was quiet except for the distant hum of traffic and birds chirping, a rare peacefulness that made it perfect for sitting alone with a book. Yet the moment was disrupted when two women, both around 42 and 43 years old, approached and sat on either side, their presence immediately palpable and commanding attention without a single word. The first, a 42-year-old American Caucasian woman with long black hair, lightly tanned skin, subtle freckles, dark brown eyes, a curvy figure with graceful posture, wearing a soft cream blouse and beige pencil skirt, moved with effortless confidence, her slight smile lines and mature beauty radiating warmth, while the second, a 43-year-old American Latino woman with similarly long black hair, dark brown eyes, curvy figure, lightly tanned skin, wearing a flowing pastel blue dress, brought a quiet, gentle vulnerability to her graceful presence, and as they settled beside him, knees brushing slightly against his legs, hair drifting in the sunlight, and hands adjusting scarves or settling on their laps in a way that accidentally or intentionally brought them close, the simple act of sitting became charged with subtle intimacy. The warmth of their skin in proximity, the soft fragrance of their perfumes, the rustle of fabric in the bright morning light, and the gentle tilt of their heads as they glanced at him, all created a quiet tension that made the heart race, while the narrator felt a mixture of curiosity, hesitation, and an inexplicable pull toward this unexpected company, realizing that what was supposed to be a solitary morning had become the start of a slow, intriguing connection that left the air around them electric with potential. As the minutes passed, the young man's attention sharpened, noticing every small movement and subtle expression from the two women. The 42-year-old Caucasian neighbor, gently fidgeting with a bracelet on her wrist, the 43-year-old Latina, adjusting her hair and occasionally glancing sideways at him with a quiet, teasing curiosity, each shared glance loaded with unspoken questions and warmth, and as he observed, his chest tightened, cheeks warming, and heartbeat quickened, creating a delicious tension that was both exciting and slightly nerve-wracking. The bright sunlight falling over the courtyard highlighted the delicate contours of their faces, the shimmer of their hair, and the soft curves of their figures as they shifted, subtly leaning closer or casually resting an elbow near his arm, their presence grounding him yet teasing his awareness, while the narrator became acutely conscious of every brush of fabric, the faint sound of a laugh, and the shared silence that seemed to stretch and contract around them. Internal thoughts raced between desire and hesitation, admiration and embarrassment, as he realized how magnetic their attention had become, and how ordinary gestures like adjusting a seat, leaning back slightly, or tilting a head could carry so much meaning, creating an intoxicating, slow-burning tension that held him rooted on the bench even as he longed to leave, forcing the audience to feel the compelling draw of their presence and the first stirrings of an age-gap connection that was delicate, respectful, and deeply human. Gradually, the initial tension transformed into small, deliberate gestures that deepened the emotional resonance between them. The 42-year-old Caucasian woman leaning slightly to adjust the young man's sleeve, her fingers brushing his arm in a way that sent warmth up his spine, while the 43-year-old Latina neighbor reached across to glance at his notebook, her hand lightly grazing the edge of the paper, her dark brown eyes twinkling with curiosity and amusement, their smiles soft yet filled with meaning. And each tiny interaction was magnified by the bright sunlight reflecting off the courtyard benches and blooming flowers around them, creating a serene yet emotionally charged environment. The narrator felt the subtle pressure of their hands, the faint warmth of skin brushing against his, the rhythm of their breathing as they leaned slightly toward him, and the sound of soft, amused tones in their voices, all layering a tactile and auditory intimacy that transcended mere proximity, while his own nervous glances, slight flush, and tentative smiles mirrored the quiet magnetic pull between them. The moment was delicate, innocent, yet charged with unspoken desire, and the bright, vivid setting, sunlight glinting on leaves, warm tones across their clothes and hair, made every detail feel heightened and alive, drawing the audience into the tender, slow-burning dynamic that was unfolding naturally and irresistibly. When he finally attempted to stand, both women subtly shifted, creating a gentle barrier that prevented his escape. The 42-year-old Caucasian, leaning forward slightly with a hand resting near his arm, her faint smile, teasing and confident, while the 43-year-old Latina mirrored the movement, legs brushing lightly against his side, dark brown eyes mischievous, and a soft, playful tone emerging in a simple phrase like, "Don't go just yet." The warmth of their bodies in close proximity, the sway of fabric as they moved, and the bright afternoon sunlight illuminating their expressions all created a sense of intimacy and playful tension that was both exciting and heartwarming. The narrator, acutely aware of every brush of hair, every subtle shift of weight, and the pressure of their presence. And internally, he felt a mixture of nervous anticipation, exhilaration, and a longing to respond in kind while also respecting their gentle dominance, crafting a slow-burn moment that was entirely human, age-appropriate, and emotionally satisfying. The energy of playful restraint softened as one of the neighbors, the Latina woman, shared a personal story. Her voice gentle yet confident, eyes occasionally meeting his with a vulnerable sparkle, while the Caucasian neighbor listened attentively, dark brown eyes warm, occasionally brushing his hand lightly for reassurance. His body felt the warmth radiating from their close presence, the subtle brush of their shoulders against his, the comforting rhythm of shared breath, all amplified by the bright midday sun that bathed the courtyard in warmth, highlighting the contours of their faces and soft curves of their clothing. The narrator's heart swelled with unexpected affection and trust, realizing that the slow, careful gestures, shared glances, and delicate touches were building a deep, emotional connection that transcended casual friendship. The atmosphere light and bright, yet emotionally charged, leaving the audience sensing the first true emergence of intimacy and mutual respect, with tension giving way to warmth and connection that was quietly profound. As the afternoon progressed, the women leaned slightly closer, lingering glances exchanging silent understanding, hands brushing lightly against his arms and hands, each gesture deliberate yet natural. The 42-year-old Caucasian whispered softly, her tone intimate and teasing, while the 43-year-old Latina's subtle smile and attentive eyes mirrored the same quiet vulnerability, their curvy figures bathed in bright sunlight, hair glinting, fabrics soft in the breeze, the setting vivid and alive, casting gentle shadows that accentuated their tender interaction. The narrator's heartbeat quickened, warm shivers running through him with every contact, and the unspoken acknowledgement of attraction created a climax of emotional tension, a perfectly timed crescendo of intimacy that was subtle, age-appropriate, and profoundly human, leaving the audience drawn deeply into the slow, deliberate romance unfolding on the sunlit bench. Finally, the three of them sat together, shoulders lightly touching, hands occasionally brushing in fleeting, meaningful gestures, smiles genuine and soft, eyes lingering with quiet affection and comfort, the bright afternoon courtyard alive with flowers, warm light highlighting the subtle freckles and mature beauty of the 42-year-old Caucasian woman with long black hair and the 43-year-old Latina woman, also long black hair, lightly tanned skin, curvy and graceful, and the 24-year-old man between them, heart full, mind calm, yet aware of the shared connection, the warmth of their presence, the gentle cadence of breaths, and the occasional soft laughter created an atmosphere of fulfillment and closure, a tender, emotionally satisfying conclusion where slow-burn romance, age-gap attraction, and human connection culminated naturally, leaving the audience with a sense of contentment, emotional intimacy, and the beauty of unexpected companionship, all framed in the bright, vivid, and warm environment that reinforced the authenticity and charm of the unfolding story.